Hello and welcome to Anden's channel, my channel. I realized that I have not talked about the Defenders. I have barely talked about anything. I think the only Netflix shows that I've actually talked about is Daredevil and Jessica Jones on my channel. So after my reaction video for The Punisher, Dylan Murphy wanted me to talk about the Defenders, and why not? Let's talk about the Defenders. But before I can go just head in, I have to quickly run down my opinions about the other shows so you can see where my head is and all of that. It all comes down to the first show, which is Daredevil Season 1. I really like Daredevil Season 1. Obviously, I wanted him in the actual Daredevil suit a lot sooner than the final episode, but that's just such a small nitpick. This was the season where the Hand was introduced, and they were like, oh, mysterious. We barely knew anything about him. All we knew was from Stick. And overall, the story was just really self-contained, really grounded story with some fun mentions towards, the Avengers movie, because the whole Kingpin thing is happening because of the aftermath of the Avengers. But overall, Daredevil Season 1, really strong start to the whole Netflix shows. And Jessica Jones, I also really like. Kristen Ritter as Jessica was really good. She's really great in the role. And also the show has the best villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe so far, with David Tennant as Kilgrave, who's so fucking good. This show also introduces us to Luke Cage and is already fucking interesting. I was a bit annoyed in the Jessica Jones show about how inconsistent her powers were. There is one scene where she's so fucking strong, and then there's another scene where she's just not strong at all. She's just as strong as a normal person. It's really... But overall, I thought the Jessica Jones show was fucking fantastic. And then after Jessica Jones, we get Daredevil Season 2. Now the first 4 episodes, the Punisher arc, that's definitely one of the best stuff that Marvel Studios has ever done. Oh, it's so incredibly good. It's just heart-gripping and so fucking sad. And then when Elektra is introduced, and then the Hand and all of that, it honestly gets a bit I just cared more about Punisher than oh, we need to defeat these darn ninjas, which is honestly why I was a bit oh, god damn it, of course the Hand is gonna be the big bad of the Defender show. Luckily, after this show, we're probably not gonna see them for a long time, which let's hope, because they're getting a bit tiresome. And then we get to Luke Cage, and I thought he did pretty good in his own show. It honestly wasn't my favorite show, just because I like the superhero aspect a lot more than the whole let's clean this Harlem up. But Luke is just a really sweet and nice character, wanting to help Harlem and all of that. I didn't really think, the fact that Cottonmouth died, the main villain actually died in episode 7. I didn't really mind that, because I thought it was fairly obvious that, the sister was going to be the true villain of this story. So that I didn't mind the fact that he died. I did mind, though, the inclusion of his random brother out of nowhere, because it just felt like he was part of an entirely different show. He didn't really fit into Luke Cage. And then we get to Iron Fist, which is definitely the worst one. Fighting choreography was off, the camera work during the fighting was off with 100 different cuts. And in a show like Iron Fist, the fighting is probably one of the most important parts, and they really dropped the ball completely in regards to that. And also, Iron Fist is a mystical character. He's the most mystical character out of all of them, so I expected something. He talks about his place, Kunlun, being in another dimension, and that's my main problem with the Iron Fist show. Every single time they talk about something that sounds very exciting, oh, I can't wait to see this, they never actually show it. They completely break the rules of the visual medium, that you should show, not tell. And all of Iron Fist is just talking and telling, oh, I can do this, I beat a dragon with my bare hands, oh, can we see you do that? No, we can't. Can we get any flashback of you in Kunlun? This Kunlun place in the Iron Fist show was so annoying, because it seemed to be the most important thing ever. I have to protect this place, I abandoned this place, and we never get to see it once. The audience have no emotional connection to Kunlun at all, because for all we know, it doesn't exist, For all we know, it's just some fake ass shit, because we never see it. It's such a missed opportunity for the Iron Fist show to be all family drama and nothing about him as Iron Fist. And that's why Iron Fist is my least favorite show. I just felt like whoever wrote the script and whoever directed it do not know Iron Fist as a character at all, and that's why I didn't really like it, because it felt like a disservice to the character, which luckily the Defenders fixed, because Danny Rand is a lot more enjoyable in the Defender show. Now, before I start talking about the Defenders, if I were to rank the shows, it would probably be Daredevil Season 1, Jessica Jones, Daredevil Season 2, The Defenders, Luke Cage, and then Iron Fist. That's probably how I would rank the shows. Okay, Dylan Murphy, this was really long, but now you're finally getting to what you wanted me to talk about, the Defenders. Every single moment you see these characters on screen is so fun. I really hope we get to see at least some of them together in their own shows, at least for an episode or so, because they all have really great chemistry. They're all, you know, like, yeah, I want to see them together again. Unfortunately, I feel like the show also suffers a bit from what Luke Cage and what Iron Fist suffered, which is mainly the script writing. As I said, I'm not super interested in the hand stuff, which, you know, honestly, like, brought down the show a bit for me, just because I don't really care about it. I mean, the whole Alexandra thing was quite interesting. She was a really interesting villain, but I wouldn't even really call her a villain because she didn't do anything, you know, besides causing an earthquake. I feel like there were just unclear motivations of the villains. Like, what do the hand really want? They want to go back home to Kunlan, but then they also need the substance to bring themselves back to life, which turns out to be stuff inside dragon bones or something. But I really liked the episodes for what they were up until episode 6, and then episode 7 and 8, the penultimate episode and then the final episode, was all a bit of a letdown. I did think that most of the action scenes were great. Like, Iron Fist got several great chances, you know, to show, like, look at this, I am actually quite good. But then in episode 7 and episode 8, it felt like, oh, now the Iron Fist people are coming back to do the cinematography. Like, suddenly there were several cuts and everything was a bit, like, shot very, like, unevenly, and it's just like... Speaking of fight scenes, I just have to say that the final battle, when they're in this little cave and all of that, and they're fighting, and it's supposed to be this epic, like, finally we get to see them. There's this whole build up with the music, and it's all like, yeah, they're together, and then suddenly this weird ass fucking, like, hip-hop, rap music, whatever it is. If you like that band or anything, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't like the music, but it did not fit at all. It was the most weirdest thing that I ever, like, I just sat there just like, what the fuck did they just do? Like, did I switch off the music? Like, what just happened? I'm expecting orchestral music as the final battle, the most epic shit, and they just, like, they just completely ruined it by adding in us, like, fucking, like, yeah, whoa. It works in the Luke Cage show because of his character and all of that. It does not work in the final fucking battle with all of the defenders. Just what I disliked about Iron Fist, the whole, like, tell instead of showing. The defenders do the exact same thing with Alexandra and then Kunlan again. It would have been so nice to see a flashback of Alexandra in, like, a previous age, instead of just her sitting there, like, reminiscing and leaving us to think, like, oh yeah, she's probably very old, or her, like, adding, like, oh, Istanbul, oh, I remember when it was Constantinople. Could you maybe, like, show her in Constantinople or something? Would we need a flashback of Alexandra in a previous age? No, but I really think, like, it would have sold it a lot more, you know, with her being old. Then we get to my most annoying thing about the defenders. Fucking Kunlan. Again, Kunlan takes the forefront. They want to go back to Kunlan. There's something important in Kunlan. Is the substance in Kunlan? Turns out there's dragons in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It annoys me so much that we get to see a skeleton of a dragon in the show when we get to see none of that in the Iron Fist show. The show where he's supposed to punch a dragon in the heart, we get none of that. But in the Defenders show, yeah, sure, we can see a skeleton of a dragon. As a person watching these shows, I don't care about Kunlan because I haven't seen it. I can't believe how Marvel and Netflix thought it was a good idea to have Kunlan be such an important place in both Iron Fist and the Defenders show. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it really pissed me off that we never get to see Kunlan. Like, I refuse to have an emotional connection to the place because I don't even know what it looks like, you know? Even though it sounds like I'm complaining a lot about the show, honestly, like, most of these are just personal nitpicks. Most of them are personal nitpicks, although I do really want to see what Kunlan looks like. But in the end, I actually did enjoy the show, and that was mainly because of the actors, because of the characters, even though, honestly, the script writing was meh for me. And I just thought there were several missed opportunities in the show, especially in regards to their powers. I mean, I get that this is supposed to be the street level heroes. We're not supposed to see their powers, oh, because it's street level, but come on. Show Jessica, like, fucking flying or jumping at least once. I mean, there were, like, fucking 3 scenes where her and Daredevil are running into a building. Daredevil does some parkour to jump onto the 2nd floor. Wouldn't it have been so cool when he does his parkour thing, Jessica just runs and then jumps in the same take? Like, you can see him trying to do parkour, and then in the background, like, out of focus, you see Jessica just like, whoo! And then she makes, like, a snide remark like, oh, took you long enough or something. Like, that would have been so fun. It wouldn't add anything to the story, but it would just be like a cool visual thing for your fans. We know that a season 3 of Daredevil is happening, so I definitely thought it was good to reveal that he's not really dead, because it would have been so pointless, you know, because we know he's not dead. And then the whole like terrorist act of blowing down the building. The building is full of evil people, and they're not like actually collapsing the building. The building is like going down into the hole, so I didn't really have a problem with that. You know, let's destroy buildings, woohoo, yeah. What this show did succeed at is making me really excited for everybody else's own shows. Now I'm really excited for Jessica Jones season 2, because I feel like, okay, now she's more open with her powers. Now we might actually see her use her powers. That's not gonna happen because it's a Netflix show. Why would they show superpowers? It doesn't make any fucking sense. But you know, I really feel like her character did like evolve a bit throughout this week of her meeting these people. So I'm really excited to see where Jessica goes from here. I'm also really excited to see what's happening to Luke Cage. Luke Cage is probably like the character who changed the least. Luke is just like, yeah, sure, I'll go with it. And then Iron Fist seems to be taking a lot more like a superhero role, probably trying to take inspiration from Daredevil, hopefully getting a costume in his own season. So I'm really excited for season 2 of Iron Fist, because I feel like they can really do good with the character now that they've added like a director and everything. I really loves kung fu movies and all of that, so hopefully they'll finally do Iron Fist justice. And then Daredevil season 3 is going to be his like born again arc. Hopefully we'll see these characters cross over again. It doesn't have to be like a Defender show. I just wanted to pop up in an episode. I thought episode 4 was really fantastic, and that was just an episode where you just sit and talk. But it's one of my favorite episodes because it's so fucking great. Episode 3, when they all come together, are also fucking awesome. Episode 6 with Matt and Danny's fight, that's also awesome. Episode 7, when all of their side characters are just like sitting in a police station, just like, yeah, what do we do now? Probably my least favorite episode. Yeah, all of the side characters felt a bit like wasted. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed my not too negative critical opinions about the Defenders. It's very important that you point out criticism and everything, even though if you really like the characters, this show definitely had flaws, and hopefully they can mend those flaws. Unfortunately, with the Inhumans show, luckily we're getting Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the saving grace. And I'm praying to God that it wasn't a mistake to cancel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. after season 4, because season 4 was just the best superhero show fucking ever, because it was so fucking great. And I'm really scared, because can they possibly live up to season 4 and season 5? I don't know. We're gonna find out. When Inhumans comes out, I'm definitely gonna talk about it. But yeah, I'm gonna go now though. But before I go, I do want to remind you to tell me what you guys thought in the comments down below about the Defenders. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And which of all of the Netflix Marvel shows are your favorite? And yeah, I love you all, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. And I'll see you guys whenever I see you guys next. And yeah, the Defenders. Pew pew pew.